Hi, Democrats. Today is Tuesday, January 11th, and it's time for the Chair's Daily Live. Happy Tuesday. So the topic of today all over the country is voting rights. The president has come out loud and direct in saying that he is willing to take whatever measure is necessary to get the Voting Rights Act passed. And so let's hope that that happens because we live in a state that thinks that it supersedes federal laws, and we need a standard that we can measure things against. And so we don't have to fight suppression laws every time our local folks get a whim to attempt to suppress voting rights. Yesterday, I talked about absentee ballots and talked about making sure that your voters registration was up to date. And I talked to you about someone that I was talking to who had gone out to their voters registration, and there were all these big red letters that sounded ominous and looked like there was something wrong with their voters registration. And so I thought, since I sounded that alarm, that it's important to give you guys an update because it can affect some of you. The person that I was talking to hadn't updated their voters registration in 11 years. They had a solid voting record, had been voting, and there was a record that they'd been voting. They hadn't moved. And so there was not a need for them to update their voters registration. So what they found out was because they hadn't updated their voters registration, they hadn't added a driver's license ID number or a social security number. And so they couldn't do they couldn't use any of the online tools until they verified that they were who they were. So they were able to get that squared away yesterday. But I'm going to say to you, if you haven't moved in over 11 years and you haven't gone out and updated your voters registration and you're having a problem signing up for vote by mail, that might be the problem. So go through the process, fill out the voters registration form so that it updates all of your information, and then you will be able to request things online and use that portal. This is all me getting back to verify that your voters registration is up to date. I've been saying that not just to you guys as you watch me, but in my regular life. And I've discovered a couple of people in this calendar year, and we're just on the 11th, a couple of people whose voters registration was not up to date and could have interfered with them as they went along this election year. So don't let that happen to you. Hello, Cherie. Hello, Wayne. Do not let that happen to you. Make sure that you keep your voters registration up to date. Real easy to check. It's free. You can do it online. Whenever you're, you can check your phone, your tablet. You don't have to go into the office. So verify that your voters registration is up to date. And while you're out there, go ahead and request your absentee ballot so that your ballot will be sent to your home, much like mine. I have my ballot for February 8th, so I can go through and mark it. But go ahead and know you're going to see me flash this all the way up until I mail it back, because in a couple of days I'll walk through how to complete it for everybody. So if there are some new folks who this is their first time, I want to walk you through how to complete it so that your vote actually does count. So now I want to show you a video that our executive director has come across talking about voter rights, because that's what we're talking about today.
Fellow Americans, 1 year ago today, democracy was attacked. Those who stormed this Capitol and those who called on them to do so held a dagger at the throat of America. They want to rule, or they will ruin. Ruin what our country fought for at Lexington and Concord, at Gettysburg and Omaha Beach, Seneca Falls, Selma, Alabama. The right to vote, the right to govern ourselves, the right to determine our own destiny. You can't love your country only when you win. This is not a land of kings or dictators or autocrats, so we have to be firm, resolute, and unyielding in our defense of the right to vote and to have that vote counted. I will stand in this breach. I will defend this nation. Because we have a shared belief in democracy. Anything is possible. Anything. God bless you all, and God bless those who stand watch over democracy.
So, as our president says, you can't only love your country when you win, and we have to protect our democracy. And so the big thing there is register to vote, because your voice is your vote, and that is how we protect our democracy. Thanks for joining me. I will be back here tomorrow at 4:15. You guys have a great one.